Hi there, and welcome to this introduction of Dollars and Cents, a book study from the Making Sense Project. Glad to have you here. My name is Hillary Hunt, and I serve as the project coordinator for the Making Sense Project, and it's my pleasure to walk you through this introduction to what the book study is and how to get started. If you're not familiar with the Making Sense Project, we're a partnership between the Pennsylvania Department of Education and Penn State University, and this book study is part of a series of financial literacy and economic education initiatives. What is a Making Sense Pennsylvania book study? Well, really, it's an opportunity for you to connect with other educators and financial literacy experts from Pennsylvania and elsewhere. You'll have the chance to dig deeper into the topic that we're discussing. In this case, the book is Dollars and Cents, How We Misthink Money and How to Spend Smarter by Dan Ariely and Jeff Chrysler. You also have the opportunity to earn over 20 hours of Act 48 credits at no cost, and I'll come back to that in a few minutes. Your facilitators for this book study are myself, Hillary Hunt with the Making Sense Project, and Fred LaPointe. Fred is a business education teacher at Lebanon Catholic School with lots of experience in financial literacy, and both of us have read the book and are excited about hosting these conversations with you online. The format is going to use Canvas. If you're not familiar with it, it's an online learning management system. Some of you might be familiar with Google Classroom. It has a lot of the same features. Unfortunately, with Google Classroom, if you already have a Google Classroom account through, say, a Google Suites for Education or other thing with your district, we are not able to invite you to our own Google Classroom if it's outside of that domain. So we discovered that Canvas seems to be what works best in offering professional development for educators. You can log in at any time. There will be weekly reading assignments as well as questions. So at most, you're going to be asked to read about 70 pages in a week. And other weeks it's considerably less. We start off sort of slow, we ramp up, and then at the end we come down to shorter week assignments as well. Within each week, we're going to give you a couple of prompts, and you'll be asked to select from those and answer one per chapter. So within each chapter, we'll give you some options, so you're not pigeonholed into just answering one or reading lots of responses about one question that might get old. You'll have some options there. You'll pick one, and then you'll respond to two other people's comments from that same chapter. It doesn't have to be the same prompt that you answered. You'll do that at most 4 times in 1 week. So within a week, you'll answer 3 or 4 questions, and you'll respond to the responses of other participants on those 3 or 4 questions, either for that week or the week before. It's real easy. You can do it at any time. Again, you don't have to be online at the same time as anybody else. You can do it completely on your own schedule when it works best for you. So speaking of Canvas, let me take you over to the platform and show you what it's all about. And before I do that, I'm going to show you how you get into the course. So let's go over and take a look at that now. So here you see the book study sign-up form. The link for this is probably wherever you found the video, but it's just simply a Google form. You're going to scroll through it, answer all of the questions. They're all pretty self-explanatory. When you get down to the bottom, you'll be able to submit that, and when you do, you'll get a copy of it sent to your email, as we will be notified that you have indicated that you want to sign up and for which session. And based on that email address, that notification that we get, we will then sign you up and register you in Canvas, which will generate an email straight to the one that you provided for us. So let's take a look at what that email looks like and how you get logged in from there. So in your inbox, after we send you the registration information, you'll want to look for an email that comes from Instructure Canvas or notifications@instructure.com. It'll look something like this. And when you do, that'll be your opportunity to click Get Started. It's going to take you to the Canvas website, where if you don't already have a login, you'll need to create one. The screen that invite will take you to looks something like this. You'll see here all of the modules, and up here at the top it says you've been invited to join Dollars and Cents Book Study Spring 18, April as a student. April being the session 1. If you sign up for session 2, that'll be a little bit different. And then you just simply click accept. Okay, so in this case, it asks you, do you already have a Canvas account or do you need to create one? Obviously, if you have one already, you can log in. If not, then you'll need to create a new account. So now, this is important. On the time zone piece, you need to make sure that you select your actual time zone. This is important when it comes to the deadlines and the due dates. So make sure you adjust that to your Eastern time zone, assuming that you are in Pennsylvania, and you can choose whether or not you want to receive information, news, and tips or not, but you do need to agree to that acceptable use policy. Once you do that, you will course looks like once you get logged in. So over here on the far left side, you can see we have a main menu with an account, a dashboard, our courses, calendar, inbox, and a help area. And then on the main screen, it defaults here at the home screen to our modules. And so what you see here as each of our modules, so we begin with a welcome and introductions. We scroll down, you'll see the week 1 module, which has an overview, and then our questions for the book's introduction, chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. And then you'll see that we have reminders here. This is where we will, this has the due dates and the number of points for your discussion replies. And I'll get to that, back to that in a few minutes. If you scroll down a little bit further, you'll see that the subsequent weeks are visible, but they're locked. So those won't open up until that week actually begins. And then you can also see that we have additional resources and off-topic conversations. So just in case folks want to talk about things that aren't related to the course or to the book study, maybe something else about your teaching, or you have an additional financial literacy or other resource you want to share, that is where those conversations will take place down there at the bottom. So once we dive in, we can go into the welcome. You'll read a welcome here from Fred and I as your facilitators. Once you read that, you can go right over here to the next button, and that will take you to an area where you can introduce yourself. And we encourage you to post a reply, so just go in there where the reply is, and you can type right in there, say, hi, my name is so-and-so, I teach whatever, I live blah, 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 and introduce yourselves, get to know each other. Feel free to reply to each other's comments there as well. Then to get back or to move forward, you can either move forward with the next button, or at any time you are welcome to go back up to the home where it'll show you now that have gone through here the welcome and the introduction. You have a list of things to do here still over on the right hand side, and then again we have that week 1 overview where you can read about what it is that we're reading. We're reading the book's introduction and first 3 chapters the first week. It's only a total of 18 pages, so don't get too freaked out. And then this takes you to the prompts. So we have, in this case, 3 prompts that you may choose from. We ask that you when you do reply with your response, that you answer with which one you are responding to. So in this case, if I were responding to prompt 1 value, I would indicate that right there, and then I would type in my response. And once I'm done with that, I can go in then and post reply. Now, you won't see what anybody else has written until you've actually made your reply. So it's kind of like not letting anybody see what anybody else's work is until they've had a chance to think things over, so that you're not perhaps skewed in your thinking or worried about whether or not you're going to say the same thing or have to say something different from others. Just say what's on your mind. By the way, there is no minimum number of words or maximum number of words. Don't write us a full book, but do what you need to do just to adequately cover the answer. If you can do it in a couple of sentences, fine. Don't stress yourself out over making sure that you have that you're writing a novel on all of these. It's really all about just, active participation and being engaged in the group is what we're looking for. So again, here we can go through, you're able to go through each of the chapters. You'll see again here, we're reading the intro plus the first 3 chapters. They are again very short, but each one of those sections has a couple of questions to choose from. So you'll pick to respond to one of these, and then once you've replied, you can choose 2 of your other classmates on each of these chapters and respond back to them. If you have any questions at any time, don't hesitate to reach out. Either Fred or I are happy to answer any questions that you might have. Also, another place to make note of here in Canvas is the course syllabus. This is where we provide lots of written detail about the information, and as well as about the course, the expectations for what you're supposed to do, how you're going to get Act 48 credit, which is all about active participation in the course, so making sure that you're posting your answers and replying to folks on a timely schedule. Again, here is the all the due dates, so it keeps track of what you have due. So by Wednesday, May 1st, if you're signing up for April, you will have read and answered the questions for the introduction, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3. So 4 short questions that you'll answer. And then by the following Monday, you'll have replied to your other class participants on each of those sections, and you'll post the answers to 3 new questions. So that's how we go through. Most weeks you're responding to 3 and replying to questions on 3 other chapters from other participants. So that is the way that the course works. It's relatively easy. You can also, if you're not familiar with Canvas, I think you'll find it pretty comfortable to dive in and get acclimated to it. You can also view, there's a calendar here that you can look at any of your assignments. I personally rather like the agenda format. This shows me sort of in order by date when things are due. So feel free to print that off, and if you're a print kind of person like I tend to be. Also, over in the inbox, you are welcome to send an email. So if you have a question there, you can send that to either myself as the teacher, or you can send it to one of our teaching assistants as well. You have the opportunity to put in a subject. You can also email other participants as well. So that's the way to get in touch with us on a sort of private message basis. Last but not least, I want to point out that you do have the opportunity to set up your own profile. So say if you don't want to be an anonymous gray blob, for example, you are welcome to go into your profile, click there on the photo, for example. If I wanted to upload a file or a photo, what have you, I can do that there. So again, very easy. Here on the profile page, for example, if you want to update and upload a picture, it's really easy to upload from your if you want to upload a photo, very easy to do. You can upload one that you have, or you could take one sitting at your computer, however you'd like to do that. You can edit your profile, so you can add your title, for example, say you're a teacher at XYZ school. You can connect your LinkedIn profile if you'd like. You can add a bio if you have a website or other things that you want to link to. That's all great to do. Totally optional, but it's nice if other folks want to see who's who in the course. So I think that takes us through just about everything there is to know about Canvas and getting started. But again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Last but not least, I wanted to talk about that schedule that we mentioned before. So we are broken up into 6 weeks as a schedule. So we will launch everything April 24th. As soon as you are registered and logged into Canvas, you can actually access week 1 and get started. Those answers to the questions for for week 1 are due on May 1st. The responses then are due the following week on May 8th. Our April and May course is all done on Wednesdays. The summer one is going to start on Mondays. So a slight difference between those two, but you have a weekend on each case to respond to things. And then some folks have asked, how long exactly is it? Well, we say 6 weeks. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to accomplish everything in 6 weeks, but we've given you that extra 7th week as well to respond and make sure that all of your replies are in and tie up any loose ends. Also, partway through the class, we will be releasing information on the culminating activity, which is worth an additional 10 Act 48 credits, and we will share more information about what that is and what the deadline for that will be. That will be beyond the 6 weeks period because you'll need to have read the entire book in order to proceed with that. Again, as I mentioned, everything is there in Canvas. Don't be afraid to look there. And as I mentioned before, certainly get in touch with us and let us know if you have any questions or if we can help you in any way. So let's just wrap things up by saying thank you very much. Appreciate your interest, and we hope to see you in the book study either starting in April or in June. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.